Kennedy. Kennedy wasn't actually a
Right.
hard conservative, but he was middle of the road. But he usually ruled with the conservatives on the
Right.
bench.
Right.
Apples for apples. This ain't going to be apples for apples.
This ain't going to be apples for
Amy
apples.
Barrett is a conservative lady, a pro-life, hardcore pro-life Catholic, and as far as I can tell, this lady is as godly. I mean, I'm not saying I don't impugn her faith. And let me just interject this before I forget it. Baptists, listen to me. Get with the program and stop trashing her faith because she's Catholic. I would rather put a Catholic on a bench that's pro-life than put some of you out there that are keeping your mouth shut behind your pulpits.
Thank you.
If you would open your mouth about abortion more, you probably we wouldn't be having this debate over abortion.
That's
but
right.
many of your pastors have sold out to the 501c3, and you're just as guilty of all the pedophilia and all the takedown of the priest and all that stuff. You can throw your stones at the Catholics all you want to.
Yep.
Your camp is just as dirty. So keep your mouth shut off of Amy Barrett. I don't care about her religion. She's going to fight for life. That's what I care about. That's what we should care about. But it's not going to be a conservative for a conservative, buddy. They're replacing the liberal. And let me tell you something. Even if Roberts has gone to the left side, you got 5-4, no matter what he does from here on in. No matter what he does. And that's what they know. They know that.
I tweeted this out 2 days ago. God is reforming the Supreme Court. After Trump replaces RBG, at least 2 more will be coming. Roe versus Wade shall come down. God's already told us that. The enemy's food source, abortion, will no longer empower their god Moloch and Baal over this country. Nothing will stop what God has started. Victory, Chris. It's coming, brother. They know it. And this is the part that they don't understand yet. They're in that death roll right now. And I tweeted out right before that, is God reforming the Supreme Court? Buckle up, it's about to get real. When the notification came out that RBG died. Now, don't you think this is a little strange right now? Let's look at this for a second. Let's look at the facts. Trump came out 2 weeks ago with a new Supreme Court list.
He did.
Do you really think he didn't know? Did she really die that day? Or was she already dead, brother?
We don't know. We
really don't know. But it's awfully strange. He's always 10 steps ahead anyway.
You better believe it.
So I think she's been dead. That's just my thought. That's just my humble opinion. But Trump coming out with that, I think I even tweeted out on here somewhere. I said, does he know something's coming here? Or what's up with that? You know what I mean? I think something's coming here. And so
well, let me just say this, Mark. Go ahead.
Wait,
Go ahead.
I'll forget.
Go ahead.
So Trump does that. 2 weeks later now, RBG dies, right? That was, when did she die? Friday?
Friday night was when the news hit.
Was it Friday night? Okay, Friday night. Monday, today, they come out and say we're coming out with a new list of Epstein, people who've been to Epstein Island. And they said this list is going to make the last one look like a Post-it note.
I know. I heard
it
about
includes
that today.
all jet traffic, helicopter traffic, all of that stuff. Do you think there's a little something connected here somewhere?
I believe there is. I believe there is, and I firmly believe John Roberts' name is going to be at the center of that. I do. And
you know what? I wouldn't be surprised for some other names on there that could be that high up, brother.
It could be. It's not just
maybe this is the scandal the guy was talking about.
I don't know.
Who knows?
I just found it hilariously funny watching Twitter today a little bit how the left is basically cussing, profanity-laced tweets about Ruth Bader Ginsburg at her because she didn't retire during the Obama years. She died under Trump. So they were like, why didn't you retire under Obama when he could have picked a liberal judge to replace you? So there's no love loss to her tonight on either side. She can't win.
No.
And look, I pray for the lady's soul. There's too late to pray for her soul now. But where she is, she is. But I will tell you, Mark, that legacy of hers, I'm all for these people that have told me today they've had a conflict of this. They've been conflicted about it. And I said, don't be conflicted. You can look at her legacy. You can feel exactly the way you feel about her legacy. I've talked to pro-life people today. Let me tell you something. I look into this camera. I do not blink an eye. Lives are going to be saved because of her being off that court. Her being removed from the landscape of the Supreme Court was a good thing. It was up to Ruth Bader for whether she wanted to stay till death or not. Look, nobody forced her to stay to her death. She did that. Mark, even that time that she was in the hospital a year ago, if that would have been a conservative judge or somebody in that state, do you not think the media and Congress and the judicial branch of this country would have been screaming, the liberals would have been screaming to the top of their lungs, you got to get off the court. You're not fit to serve. Yep. You're not fit to do your job. And we tried to tell people that she wasn't fit to do her job. They didn't listen. Well, I tell you what, Dems, I hope you enjoy this medicine that's about to go down, because it is going to taste as bad as you think it is. And I hope you try to expand this court, because guess what? That's going to give Trump 3 more choices, because you're not going to win the Senate. President Trump's not going to lose. You're going to lose the House. We're going to be in control of this baby. So all I can tell you, Dems, is suck it up, Johnny. As my brother tells me sometimes, smoke it up, Johnny. Smoke up and enjoy the ride, because it's going to get good. But don't think this is over with, because I'm going to tell you something. We're just getting started.
Well, look, this needs to be a teaching moment, Chris.
Yes, it is.
For everybody. Because what are people going to say about you when you're gone? What are people going to say about your legacy? What legacy are you leaving behind on this earth? What are people going to speak at your funeral? Are they going to speak fluff to try to cover it up, be politically correct? What is it that you're going to leave behind for your wife, your kids, or your husband, or your kids, or the grandkids? What legacy are you going to leave? This needs to be a
question for all of us.
Selah moment for everyone here. Right. You know what I mean? Because God's given everyone a destiny. Now, a lot of people will slap God's hand away and refuse the destiny he's given him, or the mandate that he's given him.
Come on, Mark.
But what are you going to be remembered for on this earth? I want to be remembered for being a God-fearing patriot who helped take his country back and save the lives of millions of people, whether it's kids, women, men, whoever it is, child trafficking. I don't care what it is. That's what I want to be known for, leading people to the gospel of Jesus Christ. That's what I want to be known for.
That's right. I don't want my grandkids to get to the end of my life when I'm laid in that coffin, whenever that day comes, and I don't want them looking over that coffin and saying, my granddaddy had this great opportunity, he had this platform, and he was quiet. They won't be saying that about their grandfather. They may not even agree with what their grandfather did.
Right.
Some of them may not claim me at that point, but I'm going to tell you something. They will never say that their granddaddy was silent, because I've not been. And I'm like you. I'm going to fight for this. I don't care. And I said this on one of the shows. It may have been Justice Thursday night. Mark, I'm dedicated to the destruction of Black Lives Matter. I am dedicated to the destruction of Antifa. I am dedicated to see the end of Planned Parenthood. I am dedicated to see the end of this baby killing. I'm dedicated to see the end of this pedophilia. I'm dedicated to the end of this child trafficking. I'm dedicated to exposing corruption. And let me tell you something. I'm going to my grave doing it, because the Lord's given me this opportunity, and I will not turn away from this at this point in my life. It's too late in the game for me to turn away. I don't want my kids to say my dad was silent, because let me tell you something. It's not me and you, buddy. When we're gone, their generation's next. And if we don't clean this mess up now, it ain't going to get cleaned up, because this generation behind us, they don't even understand what's happening. They don't even know what's hitting them right now.
Right.
We do. And we as this generation have a responsibility to stand up and speak out, even to the point of our life if necessary, because I'd rather die a hero and die a voice than die a coward and being silent about this stuff, knowing what was going on was wrong.
Okay, that leads me into the next thing. The next thing is we got to have accountability, Chris. And this is part of God's accountability. He's going to be removing people who are part of this evil, and we've been warning about this. And I don't care if you're a pastor, a prophet, I don't care if you're an apostle, I don't care if you're in politics, if you're in music, I don't care who you are. The accountability is not coming, folks. It's here. I just texted this out to a friend of mine. I said, because we were having kind of some of these discussions here, and I said, the problem with our society, especially in the church, is there's no true accountability. When you have no accountability, complacency and apathy take effect. And God will deal with holding people accountable for action and non-action. So he will hold you accountable for acting, for what you do, and he will hold you accountable for not doing something.
Come on, Mark.
Especially if he's mandated you to do it. Now, when you have no accountability, complacency and apathy take effect. What is that? That's the demonic. Okay? And it opens the door to other demonic things. Where do you think complacency and apathy come from? The dark side. The dark side doesn't, they want you complacent. They don't want you getting out of your comfort zone. They don't want you getting a boldness. They want you apathetic. or pathetic. You know what I mean? So this is where the dark side operates. This is where you start letting in, with zero accountability, this is where they start letting in the demonic. You have to have boldness. You have to speak truth. We have to hold one another accountable at times, because if you do not, then we're not doing anything.
That's right.
We're just going to go around that tree over and over again. That's all we're going to do. We're going to run in circles. So you have to have accountability. And unfortunately, with accountability, God will let you go so far until his judgment sets in. And that even means removing you from the face of the earth at times, because you are not listening. And right now, for every leader out there under the sound of my voice, you better heed what the Lord is saying right now, because the accountability is real. And if you are not hearing God's voice and you're not listening to what he's telling you, there's going to be some people out there, Chris, that God's going to begin to remove from the face of the earth. Period.
I believe that, Mark. I think that we're at that time of history, and